Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and today we're going to do the layout for day 2 in my 2023 October Daily album. And so I'm playing with a stand mixer cut file today, and I cut my photos here to fit within the mixing bowl part of the stand mixer. And then I cut out the stand mixer using one of the Fancy Pants wood grain patterns, and then the backing for the stand mixer in one of the florals. Those are all from Fancy Pants Happy Halloween collection. And then the story that I'm sharing in this layout is that River came to me on Sunday morning and said, I found this amazing recipe on Pinterest, let's make it. And of course I'm all in. The recipe is for apple cinnamon blondies, and we had the best time baking these. We also had the best time eating them. They're so delicious. And I will link the recipe down below, or the pin to the recipe, and I will also link the shop listing for the stand mixer. It was from the Silhouette Design store. And one of the things that one is, I totally enjoy cooking with River because they love food. Who doesn't, right? And so it's a great bonding experience. Alan cooked with us, and he's just an overall really good cook, and he helps me a lot, and so we just had the best time. But one of my favorite things in my kitchen is my stand mixer. It was my mom's, and there's some really wonderful stories around that stand mixer. And so even though my mom's not, physically here to be a part of my albums, this is one of the ways that I do include her in our stories, because I think that part of her still exists. Her spirit is still with us. Especially when we use her things, I think that she's smiling down on us, and she would have had so much fun cooking with us too. And so anyway, I had a partial piece of this white on orange polka dot, and you could see it, how there were two pieces of it. I still have a whole sheet of it, and it has cut aparts on the back that I'm not willing to lose just yet. So I pieced those together, and then brought out the magical box of ribbons and added a little ribbon trim there. And some of this, one of the things that I really love about this layout is how the colors are soft and very fall related, and it feels like home. And that's such a wonderful thing to create for our children, and also to create for myself. And so that's some of the meaning that's behind this layout as well, that isn't necessarily spoken, but it's some of the feel that I get when I look at this. So really a lot of sentimentality. And if you're wondering, can you incorporate sentimentality into October Daily albums? And the answer is absolutely yes. Please do include references to ones that have passed on. Include your passion of why is this important to you. You don't have to, spell it out and write paragraphs of journaling or anything like that. It may only be significant to you, but I know that when Alan looks at this album, when River looks at this album, they will know what this layout means to me, especially in terms of, you know, passing down, creating new family recipes, right? Because this will now go in our regular recipe list of what we look for at Thanksgiving, right? What we look for during the month of October, but also making new memories and bonding with the next generation coming up, specifically with River. And so you can see how I backed the cup file. I used a muted orange strip for the hardware parts of the mixer, and then that beautiful floral. I have to say, I want a stand mixer that has that patterned paper on it. Isn't that pretty? And then the photos are going to be a little flip within the mixing bowl. And so I thought that would be a cute way to bring the cut file together with the story, but also create a fun little interactive element. Now, before I get into this part of the process video, I'm going to tell you that I have no idea what I was doing here. And I don't know that I could explain it, but I can tell you what I was trying to accomplish and the fact that I did eventually get there. So what I wanted was just a simple washi flip. But the photos were cropped very close in, just because of the shape and the nature of the mixing bowl itself. And so I didn't want to cover up the faces in the photos, which meant that I had to do kind of a backwards washi hinge, I guess. And so trying to figure out how to make the flip work was an adventure here. Like I said, I don't know if I can explain it or not, but I figured out that the washi tape folds in the reverse direction. So most of them are attached on the back side and then flip over and attach the top of the washi, the sticky part of the washi, to the bottom part of the photo on top of it. I think that makes sense. There are some close-ups that might help you see it better too. So I'll be sharing those at the end. In the end, I think what's most important is I got there. I did have one overlap here on the one photo, and the only reason that I kept it that way was because this washi tape is really sticky. It's from Simple Stories from last year or the year before, I don't know. And it is nice and sticky, and I also printed these photos on photo paper, and so photo paper is very sticky as well. So that is how that turned out, and I'm really happy with it. I just need to trim out because I decided to include, just to make things a little bit simpler, I decided to include the little handle of the mixing bowl. That's part of the photos. Originally, I had thought about making that the hinge or the fold, but I think that the washi across the top ended up being a lot better. And so there, that's all figured out. And I'm gonna lift this up with foam tape, mostly just to allow the space for the ribbon behind it. In the end, you don't really see a lot of the ribbon, but I think that's okay. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, the little curtain behind the mixer, or if you're working on the dining room table, the little lace underneath you or whatever. I don't know. But it's still really cute. And I'm already so excited with how this turned out. I did add just a few more pieces of foam tape just to make sure that it felt lifted up all the way around. And then I'm just going to attach the photos here. I'm just using red line tape, adhering it directly on top of the stand mixer and the backing there. And that makes the base part of the layout complete. And I just want to add a few embellishments and the day number. The day number is from Vicki Boutin, and I've got some of the die cuts and things here that I'm just going to go through to see what I want to add with the two. I also need a journaling spot, so I'm going to use this little tag and go ahead and write about what we're doing. I may go back later and add just a little insert with the recipe, maybe a recipe card or something, but I'm not doing that right this minute, mostly in the interest of just getting the story documented in the album and keep going. And that's okay to make that choice for now. Then I wanted to use a little title strip. That's a little vellum piece at the top that says trick or treat. And this is definitely a wonderful treat that, again, I'm so excited and happy that we did this and added a new treat to our recipe list. That is so fun. And I think that that's one of the best parts about each new year, is to try something new, and that way it keeps evolving a little bit as we evolve, and also as our baking habits evolve and recipes change over the years too. So the tag, I needed to really find the best home for that, and I decided that I would just go grab real quick, grab a little shaped clip. And the one I found is a little purple heart. Aww. A little purple heart from Paige Evans a year or so ago. And just clip that to the photos. And that way they won't flop open when you turn the page. And that'll keep everything secure together. Then I also just want to adhere down the two. Notice how I trimmed that little purple word sentiment. That's actually from Echo Park Monster Mash. And added that to the two, just as a little fun word art there. And then I went to grab my puffy stickers and enamel dots, because no layout is complete without those. So what I thought I would do is add a little embellishment to the number 2. So I'm just going to use some of the tiny enamel dots, and that helps tie that in a little bit better with the rest of the layout and in terms of color, because I think that other than my ink and the little word strip, that black too, those are the 3 little touches of black that there were. So anything that helps to bring that together with the rest of the layout is a good thing. Also, I added a few little bats and the little skeleton on the cake platter, and calling that layout done. Thank you so much for following along with this album project. Thank you for all your comments and the love that you've shown for these layouts. I truly appreciate you so much, and I'll see you back here again very soon. Bye-bye.